Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here at Banknote Trading, where we take a look at the solid pairs in the Forex market. Today, we'll start by taking a look at Euro USD on the 4-hour chart. And of course, we start by mapping out the current range. And like we were saying yesterday, prices did pull back down at a discount. Disrespected, just completely went through these areas of demand. This was the higher low from these lows. Now we're looking at price since it broke down to the downside. Counter structure bearish, while the overall string structure bullish. So not looking for any opportunity until a decision is being made, until it breaks out of this range, until there's momentum. It is momentum to the downside, but again, swing structure is overall bullish. We're looking for a type of buying opportunity in discount. And right now, it's in this area of demand, waiting to see this last sell before the buy, waiting to see how prices react when it's in this area right now, to see if it does break past this range. Then we'll be reforming a new range, bearish range, waiting for any type of retracement to see any type of selling opportunity. But if buyers are able to step back in and this strong higher low holds in this area of demand, produces more buyers, aggressive buyers, and it starts to push higher, we're looking for a type of buying opportunity once like the liquidity gets taken out above the highs. But this all depends on any type of dollar news as the DXY continues to strengthen. So not looking for any type of opportunity right now. Like I said, overall string structure is bullish while the internal structure is bearish. So waiting for things to align. GBP USD. It's going to map out the current range. This is the range we've been dealing with. I was saying yesterday, waiting to see a strong closure under the strong higher low, which did happen. Of course, prices were traced back into premium, then so I stepped back in, broke structure to the downside, broke through all the areas of demand and consolidation areas within that range. There was a push under these lows, but you do have to wait to see if it continues, because it could just be a sweep of these lows, and then buyers, I think, can show the strong push from this area. I mean, there is a gap over here. Buyers could show a strong push from this area and start to take out the gaps that were formed on this way down. This impulsive push, at least fair value gaps down. We have to wait to see if that does happen, because then the price will be back into that range. But technically, I'll just be waiting to see if that does happen. But I would say this range is GBP, at least GBP USD has already gone bearish. This is now the strong lower high. Lower high. This will be the strong lower high. If we do make this the new range, this is the high, lower high that broke the lows of the previous range, and it will look more like this. So like I said, if the prices do come back in, if this is just a liquidity sweep and it comes back in, we'll just change that range back, because when prices go back into the range, I mean, it's not done with that range, but technically looking to see this as the 4-hour bearish structure, and that being the strong lower high. Expecting another push if it does come back in and retraces to premium or to this area of supply. Then we're looking for any type of selling opportunity with like another push down that area of supply, with like another stronger push down, just to confirm that this isn't a liquidity sweep. And as we're talking about DXY, just go over this briefly. Of course, overall string structure bearish, and of course these buyers step back in. Good strong dollar news strengthens DXY, pushing structure to the upside. So internally making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. It's in an area of consolidation right now. And that's until it breaks up past this high. Expecting it to target the highs of the overall range, and then expecting it to target 100. If it does at least break out of this bearish structure, swing structure range, then yeah, we're looking at a bullish dollar for now, which causes the other pairs to continue bearish. AUD USD, let's go map out the current range. And yesterday, so this is the overall range. but technically this was the higher low that broke these highs of the previous range. Technically this is the 4-hour range, but since prices retraced so deeply back into this, now breaking straight to the downside, broke past this area of demand. This area of demand, price already sellers are already pushed down lower under that. So this part of the structure is probably going to be targeted. The lows of this structure is going to be targeted. So I just kept it like this, I believe. Yesterday, I just kept it as this overall range, with this being the low and this the higher low. But prices are starting to break down to the downside. Matter of fact, if it does break past these lows, it'll be deep within discount, and this is with the whole area of demand. So it already tapped into that demand. Buyers already stepped up. So it does continue to retrace back down, or continue to push prices down. It'll be just like GBP USD. I'm looking for that opportunity until I see these lows get taken out, and any type of momentum push to the downside. NZD USD. Let's go map out the current range. Of course, a similar chart as we were saying yesterday. Of course, the seller stepped back in this area of supplies and control, pushing prices down. We're waiting to see what happens in this area of demand. This is the higher low from these lows. Overall swing structure bullish, but internally, of course, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Internally bearish. Swing structure overall bullish. I'm looking for an opportunity until these lows get taken out. It looks like if the dollar continues to strengthen, then it will, and these lows will be targeted. Then I'll be looking for an opportunity when it retraces to take any type of selling opportunity in the swing structure. Then of the overall range will be bearish as the dollar continues to push higher. GBP AUD. Let's go map out the current range. And we're waiting to see, just like yesterday, I said these lows were taken out. Buyer stepped back in, came back to this trend line, and then broke straight to the downside. These lows are again, so to wait to see what price does, because these could just be sweeps of these lows. As you can see, buyers are getting more aggressive and strength is building. So overall swing structure is still bearish. Not going to change the range just yet with these lows. With these these lower highs did take out technically this higher low. Sorry, this lower high from these highs did take out the lows with this last leg, but just because it takes out the low and prices do continue, it'll be a better option if it did continue aggressively down. But since prices come back in, you may consider this a sweep. You have to wait to see what decision price is going to be making. If it does just retrace back and doesn't target these highs, target this trend line, then I'll be more confident in saying this is change the structure, change making these highs the highs of the range. But as you can see, buyers step back in. It was consolidating yesterday. Now structure is breaking to the upside. So swing structure still bearish overall, but current structure is starting to make higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs. So look for the opportunity. Let's see the selling opportunity. Waiting to see if sellers can step back in once it does come back higher. See how long this can retrace back into premium. GBP NZD. Let's go map out the current range. And it's also reacted from that trend line. Which we were saying yesterday. Buyer step back in once it did hit this trend line. We're looking to see, we were saying yesterday it was just trending sideways, but just like with GBP AUD, looks like it's breaking out, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, structure breaking the upsides. Overall swing structure bearish, turn structure bullish, fractal structure bullish. As prices continue to push higher, we don't know how high it's going to go. Like I was saying, it could this area of supply. But recently, when buyers did step back in, it never it used to, price already used to go into premium. Didn't happen this time. That's what I'm saying. It's stronger for sellers once they pushed it back down, but it hasn't touched the lows available on range, unlike with GBP AUD. So I'm still expecting overall, like I said, the swing trade to bearish, selling opportunity, but not right now until this price action turns around internally. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining us.